There was a time when much of life felt like effort applied against resistance, as if every step required justification, as if every direction required certainty, as if every decision required resolution, as if every change required explanation, as if movement itself needed permission. And over time, something begins to shift, not because everything becomes simple, not because difficulty disappears, not because uncertainty vanishes, but because the relationship with experience begins to soften. The sense that something must be solved before living can continue begins to lose its urgency. Life continues moving regardless. Conversations continue happening. Decisions continue forming. Relationships continue evolving. Circumstances continue changing. Understanding continues developing. Participation continues occurring. What begins to fall away is the friction created by believing that something must first be resolved internally before life can unfold externally. Friction often forms when experience is resisted, when uncertainty is treated as obstruction, when change is treated as disruption, when difficulty is treated as failure, when imperfection is treated as error. But life has always included variation, always included adjustment, always included movement that is not fully predictable, always included conditions that evolve gradually. Living without friction does not mean living without challenge. Challenge remains part of development. Learning remains part of growth. Change remains part of participation. But friction decreases when experience is not treated as something that must constantly be corrected. Correction still happens when useful. Adjustment still happens when appropriate. Learning still happens continuously. But the sense that life must be controlled completely in order to function begins to dissolve. Life functions through interaction, through participation, through responsiveness, through adaptation, through continued involvement in what is unfolding. Much of the tension that once accompanied effort begins to reduce when effort is no longer applied as resistance. Effort becomes participation rather than struggle. Participation allows intelligence to function naturally. Natural functioning improves effectiveness. Improved effectiveness strengthens confidence. Confidence reduces the need for excessive control. Reduced control allows responsiveness. Responsiveness supports adaptation. Adaptation improves sustainability. Sustainable participation allows development to continue without unnecessary interruption. Living without friction allows experience to unfold without constant negotiation. Thought may still appear. Emotion may still appear. Uncertainty may still appear. Change may still appear. But these experiences are no longer treated as signals that something has gone wrong. They become part of the movement of life itself. Life has always included variation. Always included moments of clarity and moments of confusion. Moments of ease and moments of difficulty, moments of certainty and moments of exploration. These movements are not interruptions to life. They are expressions of life. Friction often forms when experience is compared to an imagined ideal. An ideal state where uncertainty no longer appears, where difficulty no longer appears, where discomfort no longer appears, where every decision feels obvious, where every direction feels permanent. But life continues evolving. New situations appear. New information appears. New understanding develops. New opportunities emerge. Living without friction allows responsiveness to remain primary. Responsiveness allows adaptation. Adaptation improves effectiveness. Effectiveness strengthens participation. Participation supports continued learning. Learning strengthens capability. Capability expands possibility. Possibility invites continued participation. Participation strengthens development naturally. Living without friction does not remove responsibility. Responsibility remains part of participation. Decisions still matter. Actions still influence outcomes. Relationships still require attention. Development still benefits from consistency. But responsibility no longer feels like pressure applied to identity. Responsibility becomes responsiveness to what is present. responding to what is needed, responding to what is possible, responding to what is changing, responding to what is emerging. Friction often forms when experience is resisted internally. Resistance consumes energy. Energy becomes less available for meaningful participation. When resistance softens, energy becomes available for responsiveness. Responsiveness improves effectiveness. Effective participation strengthens progress. Progress reinforces confidence. Confidence supports continued participation. Participation strengthens development. Development strengthens capability. Capability expands possibility. Possibility supports continued movement. Living without friction allows direction to remain flexible. Flexible direction adapts to new information. New information improves understanding. Improved understanding improves decision-making. Decision-making improves effectiveness. Effectiveness strengthens participation. Participation strengthens development. Development strengthens capability. Capability expands possibility. Possibility supports continued movement. Living without friction allows clarity to appear naturally rather than being forced. Clarity often emerges through participation, through interaction with life as it unfolds, through willingness to remain engaged even when everything is not fully known. Understanding develops gradually through experience, gradually through reflection, gradually through learning, gradually through continued participation. Living without friction allows identity to remain flexible. Flexible identity allows growth. Growth expands perspective. Expanded perspective improves responsiveness. Responsiveness improves effectiveness. Effectiveness strengthens participation. Participation strengthens development. Development strengthens capability. Capability expands possibility. Possibility supports continued movement. Nothing must be finalized completely in order for life to continue unfolding intelligently. Intelligence expresses itself through participation. Participation provides information. Information improves understanding. Understanding improves responsiveness. Responsiveness improves effectiveness. Effectiveness strengthens participation. Participation strengthens development. Development strengthens capability. Capability expands possibility. Possibility supports continued movement. Living without friction allows effort to remain aligned with participation rather than resistance. Effort becomes part of involvement rather than struggle. Involvement strengthens connection. Connection improves cooperation. Cooperation supports shared progress. Shared progress strengthens stability. Stability supports continued participation. Participation strengthens development. Development strengthens capability. Capability expands possibility. Possibility supports continued movement. Life continues unfolding continuously. Understanding continues evolving continuously. Participation continues naturally. Learning continues naturally. Adjustment continues naturally. Development continues naturally. Living without friction allows this process to occur without unnecessary complication. Nothing must be forced. Nothing must be defended constantly. Nothing must be resolved completely before movement can continue. Movement continues. Participation continues. Learning continues. Development continues. Clarity continues appearing naturally. Direction continues refining naturally. Capability continues expanding naturally. Life continues expressing itself through participation. Participation has always been enough, and participation has always been happening. Nothing new must be added. Nothing essential has been missing. Living continues, quietly, clearly, without unnecessary resistance, without unnecessary complication, without unnecessary friction. And life continues unfolding from here,